Hey guys, a couple quick announcements before I jump into Game 5 of my Revenge of the Mack series against BestBot. First announcement is that the prediction contest is going to close tonight. Originally, I said it was going to close as soon as this video came out, but I've decided to extend it slightly in case there are any stragglers out there who forgot to get their predictions in. So I am now extending it officially to midnight tonight Eastern Time. So you guys have 7 more hours to get those predictions in. We've had almost 200 folks get their predictions in already, which is awesome. Would love to see even more, so get those predictions in once again before midnight Eastern Time tonight. Announcement number 2 is more of a question for the viewers. I've had a lot of folks ask me about staggering my upload times. As most of you guys know, I tend to upload my videos exclusively at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, just because I felt that's a good time to maximize my viewership across all the time zones where my viewers live. Some folks have asked for some earlier upload times as well as some later upload times, so if you guys have any opinions on that, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I will think about possibly doing that in the future for my BestBot videos as well as possibly my Clabbers videos. So let me know what you think, guys. Get those predictions in. Thanks for listening, and now let's go ahead and play some Scrabble. Alrighty, game number 5 officially underway. A unusually good start for me to the Revenge of the Mack series. 3-1 through 4 games, which I'm super happy about, especially since the first couple of matches against BestBot started out much more rockily. The bot opens quickly with Vidiot. Let's see, I was hoping for an A for over near. I don't think I have anything. Over nerd, as in to be too much of a nerd. Unfortunately, that is not a word. Over rent. Pretty sure there's nothing here, which is a shame. Okay, next thing I would ask myself, do I have a non-bingo double-double through this I? Like Nervier, which does not hit both double word scores, or Vernier. Onerier. Okay, there's actually nothing all that good here, which is a bit disappointing. Something like Verve? 22 points. NOR is kind of meh as a leave. It's not great. It's not horrible, though. Vireo is another option. It's probably close between this and Verve, honestly. This is 6 fewer, but ERN is a bit stronger than ORN. I think this early in the game when there's still like 10 E's left, it's not worth giving up quite that many to save the E over the O, although that's debatable. Anything through this D? Nothing really. Yeah, it's hard to overlap with this V. There's just nothing all that good. I think I'm going to play Verve, not waste too long this early in the game, and we'll see what happens. All right, that's a nice draw there. Congers, which plays nicely with Vidiots. If nothing else, we've got stuff like co-reigns, cosigner through the I. Hard to imagine all my bingos getting blocked, but I guess it's conceivable if the bot makes some sort of overlap. So we'll just go ahead and wait and see what it comes up with and go from there. But looking like a good start to this one. BestBot goes with Ivy for 18 after a nearly 2-minute think. So it's probably fairly close to a bingo, I would imagine, after it just plays off 2 tiles. I don't think that really changes my plan here. Congers is way more points than either of my 8s through the I. Yeah, I mean, for 15 more points, there's no way I'm not going to just play this. So let's go ahead and play this. And, okay, interesting draw here. No vowels, but I do have the Y, which helps me a lot. Always nice to have a Y, at least, if you have no vowels, because the Y can help offload some of my other consonants. I have the X and the Z, which, okay, yeah, cowhide. I'm not surprised to see BestBot bingo there after Ivy. So we trade bingos, and I think I'm going to have some decent plays here. I mean, I see... Actually, wait, no, I was about to say Nixie here, but that makes NI. That's not going to work. Let's not play a phony 2 here, guys. Nix here does still work. I mean, it's 39 points. This leave is actually not bad. Like, if I can draw 1 vowel, this is actually very potent as far as scoring power goes. Maybe I'll even draw, like, Cyclizes or something. That would be cool. But I'm not ready to commit to that just yet, because maybe I have something good through one of these O's that scores well and even gets rid of a couple more consonants. It's worth thinking about that. Closey, that's not a word. Zonky or something? No. Zinky with an I, it doesn't work. All right, I think Nix is going to be my best option. Yeah, I mean, it's 39 points. As long as I can draw 1 vowel. Oh, I drew 2 vowels. Okay, perfect. This is a pretty good rack. Don't think I have a bingo. I'm actually close to some bingos here, like not far from Zirkalois or Corizels. I feel like this is the kind of rack where I feel like I should be scoring a lot of points. We'll see if that happens. Keep in mind that Ivy takes a friend to J for Jivy as well as a T for Tivy. So that likely to come up at some point. Zonal for 48 is a reasonable looking play right now. Get, yep, Vervet also valid indeed. I forgot about that for a second, but granted I didn't have a T, so I hope I would have seen that if I had a T. Alright, I mean, Zonal is still looking like a decent play. There's nothing really on the bottom here that looks great. Yowza is another option for 40, but Zonal is a lot more. Now, with Zonal, the drawback is, of course, I give the bot this Z that it could play through for a bit. Oh, here's a better play. Zocalo for 54. Not a word that comes up often. This is great because I have an S, too. It's a bit aggressive, but, I mean, I have an S in hand. I'm absolutely going to do it. I mean, there's nothing about get that to me implies the bot has an S. It might, but it also might not. I mean, I'm not going to sacrifice a lot of equity to not open an S hook when I have an S myself. Like, you can't afford to play scared, right? If I didn't have an S, then maybe, but with an S in hand, I'm absolutely taking that risk. Yeah, 54 points. SY has very good scoring potential. I say let's do it. Okay. Not exactly my dream draw here to SY, but could have been worse. There's got to be something better than just like Yaz. So lame. All right, so Fed comes down. Kind of blocking. Yeah, I would need a 6 now, starting with an S, which is not happening. So probably going to try to hold my S and try to draw something better on my next turn. Nothing really with Faye. Have nothing that goes in front of EL. Have a little bit of a lead, not a massive lead. I mean, just like YA is not awful, I'll be honest. ANPSU isn't great, but it's not bad. The S and the P go really well together. It's 25 points. Another option is Yaw Pawn. Probably slightly better. Tough call. I mean, 3 less. AS versus A. I mean, I just don't think ANPUS is really going anywhere. There aren't that many bingos. And yeah, I think I'd rather dig deeper into the bag and play Yaw Pawn here. But I'm not necessarily ready to commit that yet. There might be something I'm missing. Anything from this G? Yuga's not that good. There's also Yawp like this, but yeah, the U is just pretty bad. There's also 3 more U's left, guys. That's something else to consider. So with all 3 U's, other U's still out there, that increases my chances of duplicating the U, which is, like, 1 U is not good. It's not that bad. 2 U's is awful. You really do not want 2 U's. Unless you have unusual in your rack, then you want 3 of them. But that's an unusual occurrence, to say the least. Yeah, Yawpawn, I think, is probably fine here. Just not seeing anything with Zocalos that's worth playing. Yeah, I'm playing Yawpawn. Okay, I pulled a J. Probably going to try to play Jab on my next turn. Still nothing with Zocalos. Yeah, it's kind of hard to start a word with an S sometimes. All right, so this is interesting. Pow. I mean, I kind of want to just do this for 30 to take that out. Because I'm not worried about the bot playing like a 2 or a 3 here. It's more like it can bingo under there for a lot of points. On the other hand, just playing Jab is pretty attractive. Yeah, I mean, 30, I think I got to do this. It's 7 more points. It gets rid of the J. AE and S is going to bingo a healthy amount. The J is just really bad. Like, considering how strong the rest of my rack is, the J is just such a thorn in my side. Like, unless I draw into Sejant or something lucky, I'm hardly ever bingoing. Yeah, I gotta just play Jab. I mean, it's not worth giving up 7 points and keeping a J. I don't think, to block the spot on the bottom. I'm up a bit. I'm not up a massive amount. Yeah, I think I like Jab. Just make sure there's nowhere else I can play it for more or something I'm missing, but I don't think so. Yeah, all right. Nice. Etamins, Tamins, Inmates. Self for 51. Okay, so Edamins on the bottom with you. I'm actually not that unhappy to see Self. Like, it scored 50, but at least it didn't bingo, and I had to use his S. I mean, Edamins, like, I feel like has got to be the play. Neither of the other 7s fit down there. Takes out that light. It's 86 points. Like, I don't know what I'm waiting for here. I'm going to do it. Okay. Raj probably going to be my play here. It's 30 points. It's going to be a lot more than anything else with this rack, unless I get to B for Balasore or something like that. Kind of one of those racks where it looks kind of promising, but it just isn't. Like, again, unless you have a very specific tile, there's no bingos, so you're kind of just not scoring much. I don't really like Raj positionally because I am up. It does open this other line from this R, which is another thing I'm going to have to worry about blocking, potentially. So, I have time. Let me just at least entertain some other possibilities here. I mean, like, I can do this. Is that better? Maybe. ASU is probably a little bit better than AILSU, at least for a little more turnover. Like, I always say this, like, it's better to keep, like, a 2 or 3 tile mediocre lead than a 5 tile mediocre lead, because at least then you have more chances to draw a blank or just something good to improve it. Like, AILSU is just kind of bad. And Laurie, I mean, I guess it could still start a 7 with a B for Baba, but it's a lot harder. Is there any way to, like, use my U here? There's still 2 U's left. I would still love to use my U. I guess I also don't have to go up here. Like, I don't necessarily have to. Let's think about other options. Like Uriel, Urial, that's a word. Am I up 57? So, I mean, I could also just play Raj and go up 87, and then even if it bingos, I'm still in decent shape. I still feel like I like Laurie more than Raj, but it's close. 5 fewer points, slightly preferable leave, and doesn't give back, and it's easy a line. I think it's a little better. Anything here? Yeah, unfortunately with RI not being good, it's kind of tricky. I mean, air here, no, that's just bad. That's terrible. I can't, like, I mean, there's still places for the bot to bingo next to Self, above Edmonds. Like, this board is not completely closed down or anything. I don't think I'm up enough to try. I mean, this is actually, yeah, no, the problem with this, it's a cool idea setting up the last S. The problem is it's too easy for the bot to just score big under here. I'm not up enough to just donate an easy 50-point play. Like, I do this, it plays Hike for 55, and it's like, it's an even game, and then who knows what happens. I can't quite do that. If I were up like 100, then I maybe have the luxury to just do that, but not here. Yeah, I think I'm going to play Laurie. I don't know. I mean, Raj, playing fewer tiles, that does also avoid disaster scenarios where I pick up like another U. Tough call, yeah. And I do still have to worry about Baba potentially here. Not that worried about like 30-point scoring plays. This also could give me some nice plays there too. I think I like this because it's less of a nuisance to block. After Raj, like, it's kind of hard to block that R. I think I'd like this. I think I'm going to do this. That's actually a pretty good draw, all things considered. Love the H and the M. Both good scoring tiles. Probably going to try to play maybe even a Muse, honestly. I think it's more important to get rid of the U than keep the S at this point. And the H is, like, I really want to keep scoring tiles because my goal at this point is to, you know, if the bot bingos at some point, which it very well still might, my goal is to just try to outrun it. Like, I don't think the board is too open, I think, for me to just completely stop it from bingoing. So I'm more going the outrunning route. And the H is such a good tile for that. Yeah, I mean, I also have just like this. Kellyanne. Interesting. So 10 left. So I got some options. Now it opens up this. I've got time, which is good. I mean, a Muse is still an option. AH is actually a really good leave drawing into that pool. I like it better than Haim. I mean, the S is not that useful. So if I play a Muse, I mean, I'm going up 81. If it bingos with BAS or something, I think I'm going to win, usually. Maybe not always, but usually. I'll be up I'll be down 8. It's going to have 5 tiles. I'll have 7. The HA plays nicely here. I mean, I do like taking out stuff like betting up here. That scores a lot. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's also, I mean, I just worry if I play like, I mean, Hames puts me up 90. That's also an option. 90 is a lot. I mean, I just worry though if I do this, yeah, like if I have a nightmare draw to AU, I mean, pulling like a few O's and a few U's, and it plays betting, I'm probably gonna lose. That's my concern with this. I feel like it's harder to lose after a Muse, just because the H gives me so much scoring power in that endgame. I think. Is there anything better than a Muse there? Probably not. Yeah, like I just feel like I need to set myself up for a better endgame rack. I can't afford to end up with a horrible draw. And like whatever I do, or whatever I draw, I'm guaranteed this for 31. That often is going to just outrun in and of itself, I think. And if it plays betting or whatever, it's often going to give me some good counterplay on the right. Yeah, and I think lower scoring bingos I think any bingo that doesn't involve the B, I just beat regardless. So, and I think Amuse probably does better against B bingos than Hames, if assuming they play on top, which they often will. Yeah, I think I like Amuse here. I mean, sure, there's probably some scenario where I lose, but it's unlikely. And again, I think the S is less important here than keeping the H. Like, that's how important it is to be able to score. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay, well, this could get a little dicey. Because I drew OOUUT. Like, that's the kind of draw I was a little worried about. So we'll see what happens. But like, I think, again, I mean, stuff like betting, I'll be able to respond with Haunt. I still think I'm going to be okay. But we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, betting would be 88. So it plays Tower. All right. Oh, that's another interesting thing. Because now... Huh. Shoot, yeah, now I might not be able to block everything. I didn't think about it not bingoing and just scoring well. Huh. Okay. Now this is dicey. Shoot. Something like this? Maybe? I mean, it's going to have 7 threats above that and next to selfed. Maybe auto is better, or OUTA? Alright, this is the kind of position I'm glad I have time. I mean, obviously the blank is in the bag, I'm good. If the B is in the bag, I'm probably just, like, screwed, because it's going to have too many bingos. Whatever I do. So, alright, I mean, if I have to try to block both of these lines, and I can't outrun. I don't think I can pass. Then that also allows it to fish again. No, I can't pass. Crud. I was not expecting this to be... It's got to be OUTA or auto, right? Probably auto. So let's go through the possibilities. So yeah, I mean, if I draw the B after this, oh gosh, I'm sure it's bingoing. Genitors. Right, so it's auto versus OUTA. I think those are the only two candidates here. It's just going to come down to whether the bot bingos. OUTA, yeah, I mean, it's just bingos with integral or whatever. So, all right, if I draw the B, I'm just dead. How about the E? Ring bolt through the O. Anything here? If I draw the E, can I survive this? Also, can I infer anything from Tower? Probably not really. If I draw the E after this, does it actually have something? Maybe not. Borating, aborting, tabbering. It might actually have something through the A after an E draw here. So OUTA might be better against an E. Okay. I don't see it immediately if it's there. How about against a G draw? I'm probably dead either way. OUTA reobtain through the A. And then auto, there's got to be something, right? Through that O if I draw the G. Baritone. All right, so I'm dead either way if I draw the G. Against an I draw, It might be fine. Burgonet. Berating, tabering, rebating. I don't think there's anything with an I that fits actually through either, right? If I draw an I, oh yeah, Burgonet, like I said, goes off the board. Don't think so. So I think I'm fine with an I draw. I'd lose with a B or a G draw. So far, OUTA's still winning because an E loses after auto to ring bow. How about an N draw? This is an interesting one. How about an N? Is there anything? There's got to be something. Maybe not through an O. B, C, D. I don't actually see it through an O. How about through an A? I feel like there's got to be, right? I'm glad I have time here, guys. Wow. Also, watch out for this D line, like debating and stuff. So I'm just going to lose automatically with an R or a R draw. Okay, that's annoying. N draw or an N draw. There's got to be something through that A, right? BEGIRTA blank. It's nothing. I find that hard to believe. C, D, E, F, G, H, M, N, B. Huh. I don't see it. So maybe I'm safe either way with an N. R loses to debating. T's gotta lose. I mean, surely, right? I mean, if I draw a T, neighbor through an O, OUTA. Come on. You tell me if I draw the T, it can't bingo? Yeah, I can, well, yeah, actually, Binger's I think OUTA's just got to be better. Am I surviving a T draw here? No way. Virginia. No, that doesn't fit. Really? Breading, bearding, blearing? Maybe. Brighton. No, it has Brighton through this T. Okay, so no, I'm dead with a T. I think, though, OUTA is still better, guys, because I survive an E. I think I survive with an E, an I, obviously a blank. I think a blank, an E, an I, and an N. So it's a coin flip, I think. And I think auto only survives with I and an N and a blank. So this is, I think this is a 4 out of 8 and auto's a 3 out of 8 if I calculated that right, which is hard to do with a blank, but let's see what happens. An R, that's going to be a loss. Yep, debiting. Dang, okay. Well, I wasn't stopping that. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to Macondo this. I think OUTA was correct. Let's start with that. But wow, that was a crazy game. Kind of feel like it slipped away. I wonder, so was Amuse maybe wrong? Maybe I should just play on the bottom then. Yeah, maybe I got to just play on the bottom. I didn't consider as much as I should have, I think, the possibility of BestBot not bingoing immediately and scoring well and putting me in a tough spot there. Yeah, I think I had to block on the bottom, and then if it played that, I could have blocked on the top. I think I had to be more forcing. I think Amuse was... Like, I see what I was trying to do. I don't think that was correct. But all right, let me check this endgame in Macondo, guys. So, okay, so I actually did misplay it. However, I think I was sunk either way with an R. So what I should have done, and this is very instructive, guys, is I should not have blocked. I should have just played Thou for 26. Yes, I allow it to bingo next to the E and the D, but I outrun most of the time, which I just didn't... I didn't even entertain this possibility, which is very interesting. Yeah, I just figured I'm only up 53. You know, it's going to bingo out and catch me. But I can actually beat it narrowly after a lot of draws. Now, I still lose to debiting with an R draw. I'm up 79 after Thou. Debiting was 74. And I would have still lost by 3. An R draw and a B draw are the only ways I lose after Thou. Otherwise... bingos down the end column are actually going to fall short. For instance, if I draw a T, its highest scoring bingo is Binger's for 70. I'm up 79. It scores 70. It gets 8 more from AOTU, and I actually win by a single point. And for most of the draws, there's no way for the bot to actually bingo starting with a vowel in a way that gets the double word. So amazingly, Thou wins 6 out of 8, only losing, once again, if I draw an R as I did or the B. My play of OUTA is second best. I calculated correctly. This does indeed win with blank EIN, losing with BGRT. So this is a substantial mistake overplaying that, which again I did not even consider, which is crazy. Yeah, I just completely assumed I had to pray it didn't bingo. But I can actually outrun barely, but I can outrun a decent number of its bingos, which is super instructive, guys. And just a good reminder, you got to always consider all the possibilities and really do the math and make sure you're calculating everything. And all the more reason to have the time to do that. But yeah, I'm at least glad I calculated correctly after OUTA and saw all the blank bingos correctly. And it wouldn't have mattered if that's any consolation, since I drew the R, which was a tile of death, so to speak, either way. But yes, OUTA technically not correct. Thou, once again, in this spot would have been the better play. Now, with that all said, let's go back. I want to look at Amuse again. And, oh, I missed Mawa. Yeah, that's probably the play here. I unfortunately just didn't generate that word. It's a word I've notoriously had a hard time seeing before, too. Yeah, I mean, I think here, yes, it can still bingo on top. But the thing is, I mean, I have ES, which is such a nice leave, too. Like, I only saw Hames in that spot, which scores a few more, but the leave of AU is terrible. Yeah, this is a big mistake, because now I'm less vulnerable to those intermediate plays. Because, again, if it plays tower, now I just kind of have to block on top here. Yeah, this is not a good play. It's just, I underestimated the possibility, I think, of Amuse. I was only thinking, all right, what if it bingos immediately? I wasn't thinking about what if it makes a decent play, and now I have to deal with both of these bingo lines. I didn't really think about that possibility. Yeah, and then after tower here, right, it just drew that out bingo that I couldn't really block. So I think, yeah, some sloppy play here, guys, for me in the pre-endgame is what cost me. I definitely needed to see Mawa here. If I saw that, I think I would have played. I just didn't generate that as a possibility. But yeah, Amuse is just not great. Like I really should be playing down here. But all right, let's now go back to the beginning of this game and see what else I might have missed, if anything. So bot opens with Vidiot. Okay, Verve looks fine. Yeah, there's nothing particularly exciting here. Bot plays Ivy. Conger's clearly right. Cowhided. Yep, Nyx looks best here by a lot. Wow, get interesting play here. For going G, maybe because it doesn't want to give back overlaps with a go or ego. This looks a little better, because now if you draw an A, you can play Cotton for Vet. Get doesn't really set you up for a whole lot. Huh. Weird looking play, if you ask me, but interesting. Okay. Sakalo was correct. Fed, okay, bot's still holding the Q. Yep, Yapon looks fine. I think it's correct over Yao, like I said. Bot plays Pow, again holding the Q for going Ka for 9 less. I guess there's 3 U's left, so I figured it's likely to draw one of them sooner or later, and it still doesn't here. Wow. Amazing how many turns the bot held the Q for and got away with it. And now finally it gets down Fakir for 34. Yeah, this is definitely not how I would normally recommend one play. And yeah, this turn too, Raj, maybe? I mean, either way, whichever of these plays I make, I have this big line to worry about, either with Baba or starting with an R, which is pretty easy to do as well. Yeah, I mean, it would have ended up drawing into rebating probably after Raj, so yeah, tough call here, guys. I mean, I don't really mind this. It's 5 less, but gives me more chances to draw the blank. And it's still harder to hit that bobble line. I just don't think I followed up on that logic, because then I created this line intentionally because it was harder to hit, and then I sacrificed a lot to block it. So I kind of wasn't consistent in my logic, and I think that's what cost me this one. Yeah, Amuse was my biggest. I mean, Amuse and my follow-up play of OUTA were my biggest mistakes of the game. For sure. Amuse, yeah, you have to play Mawa here. That's just a huge miss. Unfortunately, I just didn't see the word. And then, like I said, Thou here, I didn't even entertain the possibility of outrunning. I just figured I had to block. So, you know, this is why, guys, I always say, and I always tell my students, right, like, you have to save time for the end. And in this case, actually, time wasn't my issue. I had plenty of time. I just didn't, I just didn't think about all the possibilities. You have to save time, and you also have to just use your time and be open to all the possibilities. And I just wasn't open to the possibility of doing anything on the OUTA turn other than blocking, and I just didn't see Mawa. So some sloppiness there. Unfortunately, it probably did cost me this one, but still a very educational game, I think. Some cool positions, tough loss, but so it goes. We move on, and hopefully on Wednesday we have a little more success. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate all your support. Hope you're enjoying the videos, and I will see you all soon for the next one. Bye-bye.